Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim with the Craft Space. Merry Christmas, everyone. I just wanted to pop on here real quick. I'm having a little quiet time here on Christmas Day in between all of the festivities, and I wanted to just pop on and do a quick video of my December daily for yesterday the 24th and today the 25th. Didn't have time to film yesterday, so today is the day I'm going to do just a quick little film, and I want to say thank you so much for coming with me on this journey, and hopefully you will enjoy this little video. Well, maybe you're waiting for your turkey to finish, or for that next pot of coffee to brew, or maybe for Grandma's eggnog to be finished, and watch a little video of what I came up with for my 2 days in my December daily. So far, nothing new to the dangle, but I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to add something and maybe do a little quick tutorial, because it'll be Boxing Day, which is a day of relaxing and doing fun stuff. Maybe I'll do a little tutorial and add something to my dangle. But for today, let's see what my layout was. We'll start with the 24th, and I apologize about this weird light, but it's already dark, and so it makes this light situation a little difficult when filming. But anyway, we will do our best. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas Eve. I hope that you are celebrating with your family or doing whatever makes you absolutely happy today. Let's see here. Do I need to go? Oh, maybe just out. There we go. Okay, maybe that'll get rid of that light. Okay, so I did this layout. I did part of it yesterday morning, and then I came home last night, did a little bit last night after spending the evening with my girls, and thought I had some time while I was waiting up for Santa, which didn't work because I ended up falling asleep anyway, after putting cookies and some hot cocoa out for Santa Claus. I don't remember which parts I did last night and which parts I ended up finishing today on the 24th. It kind of blends together, so I will do my best to remember, but I'll show you all the different little components with this pesky light that is here. Maybe I'm going to put this little bowl under here to maybe keep that light at bay. Okay, so I'm going to do this side first. My 24th I did very Santa oriented, very secular holiday oriented, just because I enjoyed it. I had a lot of things in my stash to put in here, and thought Christmas Eve is the fun, well, it's all fun. You don't want to say that. I'm not making a judgment call. I just decided to do it this way, to separate Christmas Eve from Christmas Day in my journal. That was probably the best way to explain it. So anyway, so on this side, I used the 24. If you can see my 20, that light is really, okay, so there's the 4. These were the last couple of letters I was able to scavenge from my back of my cereal box with the 20 or the 12 days of Christmas, and counting from the Hallmark Channel. I used the 4 and the 2. This was the bottom of a Christmas card, and I made it look like a little hearth was the idea, and then it just got all crazy and all filled up. Added some stockings to it for the family. Thought that would be fun. Used this was from some Happy Mail I got over the holidays. I did take some of these puffy stickers that really remind me of, gosh, I mean, back in the 80s, when we would all collect stickers back then, and took some that looked like cookies and made a little plate of cookies and a cup of hot cocoa. Eggnog cocoa is what I'm leaving out for Santa, so I thought putting a little cocoa cup out for him. I believe one of my favorite Christmas movies that I used to watch all the time with my mom, and to this day watch both renditions of it over and over throughout the holiday. Whenever I need to get things done, I put those on in the background. Miracle on 34th Street. and to be honest, I don't know which I like better, the black and white version with Natalie Wood, the recolorized version with Natalie Wood, or the newer version with the little girl from, I think she's from Matilda, the little precocious girl. I just love all three of the different versions, and so I thought I'd add a couple little I believes on there. Little contemplating Santa Claus here, and this teeny tiny little fireplace. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's one of those black metal electric fireplaces that disguise a space heater. We're having a little struggle with our main furnace in our house, and so we're supplementing a little bit with this cute little fireplace. So I found a picture of this in an ad that came, and I thought, well, how cute will that be to remind me that not everything is always perfect on Christmas or throughout the holidays, but we make do, we make it happen. And so we add some decorations to it, put the dog stockings on it, and call it a day. But I thought it would be a nice little reminder for me next year when I get this journal out that we were using this little space heater here. And then since going over to my daughter's, I put 3 little penguins. They're kind of a theme through here. My one daughter, her nickname is Chilly Willy. And so she collects penguins, so I always tend to come up with a lot of penguins. But so for this year, I'm using one for each of them throughout my journal to represent them. This Christmas tree was in an ad, and I had it kind of floating around in my box, and it looks a lot like the Christmas tree that my daughters put up this year at their house with the colors and the pastels. And so I thought I would add that to my tree this year, or my book this year, to represent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at their house this year. And then on this side is my complete Santa page. As most of you probably get in your Christmas cards and you're collecting, everything seems to have Santa Claus on it. And so what I did was I thought, we'll dedicate a whole page just to Santa himself. So I'm using a little set of beads on a paper clip. These I love making these. I love using these. I want to add more, and once I go through and fill all the pages with all the things I want to clip in, I will probably go ahead and add more of these to my journal. Let's see if you can see this. This was a Christmas card that I just thought was so sweet. All the different faces of Santa. So I made a flip down, and inside the card it said happy holiday season, and the way it just worked perfectly for a flip down. So I thought that would give me, instead of clipping this one in and covering that up and trying to journal around it, he'll just become a little secret flip down, and then there's even more places to put more Santa Claus. I hinged it with some gold washi tape, and it kind of reminded me of Santa's belt, his little buckle on his belt, so we added that. Covered up a little joining area with a sticker, put a few sleighs on here. In this pocket, oh, there's another sleigh that he parked outside as he's popping down the chimney. Gift tag that was left over from one of my packages from Family Christmas from last weekend. This was the side of the box from the Christmas crackers that I took over to my daughters and popped on their tree, that we will do tomorrow. No, today. Later today. I'm thinking I'm going over for Boxing Day. It usually happens that we do our crackers on Boxing Day, but later on today I'm going to see if we can do them. If not, we will do them tomorrow on Boxing Day. We seem to pack in so much stuff on our holidays that we always seem to forget the crackers. Another one of those playing cards that I got with Santa shushing the reindeer so that hopefully they don't wake everybody up when dropping off all the presents. A little Santa Claus hat. This teeny tiny sticker says Midnight Sleigh. I thought that would be precious to put. You can't really see it. It's a little sticker right there. Midnight Sleigh, because he usually tends to come around midnight. If you check NORAD, if you are one of those people that likes to use that little NORAD Santa tracker, my girls and I loved to do that when they were younger, and they would run through my mother-in-law and father-in-law's house in their big Victorian home and up and down the stairs to go to Grandpa's computer just to watch where Santa was. and they would come down and announce where he was, and boy, it sure did help, because it helped me get them in bed when we had a house full of festivities. This is a bookmark I ended up getting from the library, so I thought, well, I made this extra sleigh into a tiny little pocket, and turned my this little bookmark into a journaling spot, and just put a quick little tidbit about Christmas Eve on there. We'll try to tuck that back in. This book is starting to get very full, so the pages are curving right here, so it makes it a little hard to get into this pocket. So this is my December 24th, Christmas Eve, last night. So I hope you like that, and we'll just pop right into, I don't want this to be a super long video, just a quick little something while we are waiting for the rest of today's festivities. So okay, so now we're going to move into Christmas Day. I did this morning because I had a little bit of quiet time and wanted to make sure every day I tried to do this. And really, once you have everything cut out and once things are kind of organized in your stash, doing a layout doesn't take very much time. And I knew that for the 25th I wanted to do a very nativity, Jesus-based, faith-based theme. I was really hoping to look for a little tiny birthday cake, but I didn't find one. So maybe if I find one along the way, I'll put a little birthday cake, which I know I'm going to get comments that it wasn't really his birthday, but it's the symbolism of his birthday, just like the symbolism of Christmas, or of Santa Claus. So don't come at me for that. I just thought it would be cute to put a little birthday cake. So I did save a place here for it. And everybody celebrates differently, and if we just accept everybody, then that's the best way to do it. So this was a Christmas card that I thought was really pretty. Somebody must have done this on their Cricut, and I don't know if you can really tell, but this is all like cut out. If you can see, do I have a little yeah, I do. I have a little Snoopy card here, which I think I'm going to use this week, an ad, because it's kind of, or I might use it for January, just because I love Snoopy and Woodstock and the Peanuts. But I just want to use this to show you, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a cutout, and it was just such a beautiful card. If you can see how it goes in between. Anyway, I'm overthinking that process. And so I put the card on here, and added a little Star of Wonder star at the top, used some stickers as ornaments, and I had a couple of, this was an envelope, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a little envelope with a church on it, and then there was a Christmas card with a church on it. I wove those in and tucked them in underneath, so it wasn't just a very white background. Let's see if I can pull it up. You can kind of see where I added those cards in there, and filled in that white space just a little, and used up those extra church, pretty, I think they're like Terry Redlin church winter scenes, and tucked those in there behind there. And then I used another card that had a really pretty church on it, and used this one as a journaling spot, and I always like to cover it up so nobody has to read what I wrote, but I used a sticker that had a church on it as well. We'll tuck that right back in there. Joy to the World, another little sticker with the church theme, kind of trying to go with all the thing. This matched here, and I thought Blessings of Peace and Joy, I thought went really well on the nativity side. This little nativity cutout came on the front of a card, and I thought it was just precious, so I added a little crown and a little heart to that, just to decorate a little bit, just for fun. That's kind of what this is all about, is having fun. Used up a few more of those words that are left over from a piece of scrapbook paper, added Noel for the O, Christmas card. And then this is, I found this adorable little, I think it's a cherub, little angel playing the flute, but I thought that would be a great little tuck, because this is such a shallow pocket. And when I flip through this and finish the rest of it, I don't want this to fall out and get all bent. And so this was a card that that was sent. I just thought it was really pretty. I love the colors on it, and it made a great journaling spot. And so what I did was I just took a little bit of time this morning and copied the scripture of Luke. I think it's Luke 2 verses 1 through 7. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus. You know, it's recited at every Christmas Mass, every Christmas church on Christmas Eve, in the Peanuts. It's kind of just that little gospel according to Luke on the birth of Jesus. So added that Christmas tree that we made a couple of days ago, that last minute, made out of the music page, and I thought that would blend in nice, so when you pull this out it kind of looked really cute there. So whether this is all interesting to you, who knows, but I wanted to just share just some of my ideas, and maybe some of these will spark ideas for you. I know we all can get into a bit of a slump, and we do the same things over and over, and I always love looking at new content creators and new YouTubers, you know, just because what their ideas are, and you know, maybe you wouldn't have thought of tucking things behind here that match the next page and get you ready. It's just my creative process that I wanted to share with you all, and I really love my little cherub angel here. I think I'm gonna flip her around because she looks like she's got her legs up in the air, sticking up. I think she's flying in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Might put it on a bigger paper clip so she hangs off a little bit more. Maybe put her on a chain so she dangles off a little bit more so that the book actually closes. But we will get to that. But anyway, so this was going to be a very short video. So let's go real quick to the solution I finally came up with and figured out what I wanted to do with this page. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up cutting this page. I took an X-Acto knife and I cut this page, which is my front page, off, and my back page. So this part of my page from my signature, I was hoping this was going to be a blank page when I did the whole thing, but alas, it was not. So then what I did was I hinged it and took a little piece of scrapbook paper that was a little thicker but not too thick, and slid it in between. I made little strips and I slid them in between the signature strings, and you can see it's not absolutely perfect, but it did make it nice and sturdy, so that what I could do is raise this entire page up and start with the first here instead of that extra space on the top, because I did not plan ahead when I made this journal that I was going to do this here. And I added just enough space at the bottom by sandwiching on another piece of that same paper, and added just a little tab out here because it's just big enough for the 31st will go here. So here we have today's the 25th, and this will be the 31st, and it sticks out just a little bit, which will be my little Happy New Year, December 31st snippet, I guess is what I'm calling these. So now I've got enough to finish out the week and finish that. I may punch a hole in here and put a grommet in here and hang a charm off of this, just because I thought that would be fun. And then I added a tab here so I could add my December 25th. So in my Saving Grace, this page was a little bit shorter than the main pages of the journal, so this tab isn't going to be sticking way too far out. If you look, it seems to be sticking out about as far as some of the other ones off the edge. I think that looks great. Added my December 2025 on here, and then had to alter this page just a teeny bit. I had to cut this part off, which was the top of my this card that I got in Happy Mail that I journaled in, and I was careful to not cut into that. Took this top off, turned it sideways, and made it into a pocket. Used a bit of an envelope that says Merry Christmas to cover up where the hinging didn't look so great on the inside, which then left this entire extra piece here. So I went through my stash and found some other blue and white additions to kind of blend this down to make it look like it's all one solid page. And with this being the flap, it wouldn't stay closed, so I glued it down and made a pocket and put this little horse and sleigh in there. And I've made a journaling spot, which I don't mind sharing this, and I wrote, everything can be fixed. It just takes work, thought, time, more work, effort, patience, and faith that it will all work out the way it should. And so I thought this was just a nice way to remind myself that don't force it. Don't, as you can see, over the past 25 days, I've been trying to decide what I was going to do with that once I found the mistake. And this just happened to work out. And I just let it kind of, took some time, gave it some effort, gave it some more time, and just knew that I'd figure out something to make it all work. Change the page up a little bit, change the feel of my first day, but that's okay. And what I did here is I just put a little slit in this extra piece of card, which made it nice and solid. Glued this down in here to make that tab so that I could sandwich it in between there. And I think it worked out. Again, is it great? Is it something that I would have done if I was going to put this journal up on Etsy? Absolutely not, because it is a little bit rough around the edges. But for it being my own, for me, for my December daily, I really am pleasantly surprised how well it seemed to work out. So now I've got a space for 6 more to finish my week between today and the end of the year. And I'm not sure if everybody ends their December dailies on the 31st, or do they end them on the 25th and just call it a December daily. But I've decided I'm going to end it on the 31st on New Year's Eve. On the 31st. So it incorporates all of December, and then throughout this week I'm going to create my January daily, or I'm going to call it my birthday month journal, because we love to celebrate in our family, and it would always start like, oh, it's my birthday weekend. I don't have to do the dishes this weekend, and then it would turn into, oh, it's my birthday week, so I get to pick where we're going to lunch, and then it just progressed from there. And having children, you know that you get all kinds of personal inside jokes. And so now I am the one that loves to celebrate my entire birthday month, because my birthday is at the end of January. And so I get a whole entire month to celebrate. And even the couple days afterwards, I can usually eke out a few extra lunches or a few extra days of not having to do the dishes or any extra chores, because I can claim that I've got a couple extra days of my birthday month. So just sharing a little bit of fun stuff. And so I probably won't do a January birthday month daily every single day. I'll go into tutorials and making new journals and learning different ways to do different types of journals. And that was my goal for myself next month. And I will maybe keep it this way, though. I might keep this kind of a journal so that I can add all of my fun birthday things that I collect throughout the month of January. So thank you so much for spending a little bit of time on your precious holiday with me. We're going to go ahead and go in, and I'm going to cross off last night's calendar. When we get a little tiny X for Christmas Eve with a little tree in the window. I thought that was precious. And then we'll go ahead and cross off today. Not sure why I needed a whole calendar, maybe just to keep track of what day it is. I don't really write anything on this calendar. Just more of a decorative, and I wanted to make sure that I had all the days in here. I might go back in and while I'm filling all the pages and write on it. I'm not sure yet, but this has been a fun journey, and tomorrow is Boxing Day, so it's a day where, well, we'll go into that tomorrow. So you all have a Merry Christmas. I hope the rest of your day is fun and festive and blessed, and enjoy your day, and thanks for coming. Bye, everyone.